David, thank you. Yes, pleased to be joined by the Canucks' longest-serving defenseman, the highest-scoring defenseman in the history of the franchise. So those are very impressive credentials for Alex Edler, and we'll get to both of those in a moment. But first, Alex, if you were prepared to make a big announcement, something maybe about a contract extension, this would be the show on which to do it because we have hundreds of viewers. You prepared to make an announcement tonight?
No, unfortunately not. I wish, but hopefully we'll get there.
Okay, I'm kidding, but a serious question about the situation. You were asked, as you head to unrestricted free agency, you were asked at the trade deadline to waive your no-trade clause, and you said no, which would seemingly underline your deep desire to stay in Vancouver. How hopeful are you of a new deal here?
Yeah, I mean, it's hadn't been a secret. I've said all along that I'd like to figure something out here. I've been here my whole career. I've been very fortunate to be able to play for the same franchise, and I like it here. I like the city. I like the organization. I've been treated well here. I have my family here and everything. So that's my intention is to work something out here. But at the same time, I understand the business. It doesn't always work out, but hopefully we can get some through.
So we'll leave it at this. At this point, can you foresee any circumstances under which you would waive your no trade?
No, I mean, no. That's something I've negotiated in my contract. So, like I say, I hope we can figure something out so I can stay here.
This part of the interrogation is over.
Those are tough ones right out of the gates, but we'll talk a little bit about this game briefly, and then we'll get on some other stuff. But late in the game, you had contact with Mike Smith. You went on the forecheck, you moved the puck, and you kind of caught him with a little bit of a hit in the back here. You know what? Just decided not to stop. You're going to go through with the check.
Yeah. I'm trying to go for a stick, and unfortunately I made contact. That's not allowed, so I got a penalty for it.
It was a physical game, though. I mean, you two teams really don't like each other, right?
No, I think it's great games against Calgary. They're a good team. They come with a lot of speed, a lot of skill. And when it gets a bit physical, a little bit, emotions out there, I think, those are fun games to be part of.
Let's bring the fans in here, Alex. This is a tweet from Chef Swagger. Ask Alex Edler what it is he loves about the city of Vancouver, and after he retires, will he settle down here, or will he move back to Sweden?
I mean, it's a beautiful city, obviously. Everyone that's been here, that. And the fan base is great. The city is very interested in hockey, so it's great to play in front of the fans here and everything, and I think it's a good organization. I've lived here most of my adult life, or pretty much my whole adult life, so I don't know, I could see myself staying here, but that's not decided yet. We'll see when we get there.
You personally, Alex, have helped keep the dream alive in Vancouver with some really big goals in the last couple of weeks. Think back to the OT winner against the Leafs a couple of weeks ago, one against the Flames, and we're going to see them all here, and then the give-and-go setup of Bo Horvat for the OT winner in Chicago this week. So as we look at these goals, how would you describe your level of play recently?
I think it's been good. I tried to just compete hard every night. You want to be a team player that puts the team first, and we have a lot of young guys now that you kind of, I don't know, I try to lead by example, kind of show leadership that way. So I've been feeling good. Obviously I've had a couple of injuries this year too, but when I've been healthy, my body's been feeling very good.
Louis,
looking at some of those overtime goals, you seem to be really comfortable when it's 3-on-3. You've always been a great skater. You're a big guy, but you get up on the rush on occasion, when you can. But 3-on-3, you seem to really shine. Is that where your comfort zone is? With more
I don't know. It gives you a little bit more time, but I think 3-on-3. There's a lot of reads, and there's a lot of open ice. So you just gotta kind of find the space and try to make space for each other.
The intent of this show is to get you to talk about yourself, and that's a pretty hard job, but the numbers do not lie. Look at this. You're the Canucks' highest scoring defenseman, and here, longest serving, quietly past Harold Snips on the games played list in December. 807 games played as of tonight. What do you think of your place in Canucks history?
I mean, like I said, I've been fortunate to be with the same organization for so long. And we've had some good teams throughout the years. I mean, I've been really enjoying my time here, and you know, being up there with those names, it's pretty cool. But I mean, I've been here for a long time, so.
It's a tweet from Diego the Mexican Dog. That's his Twitter handle. Edler's seen so many players come and go over the years. I'm curious as to who's he's closest with on the team now.
You know, ever since my first day here, there's been a lot of Swedish guys, so that kind of happens naturally that you get close to them. You know, it's I don't know, you come from the same country, so it just kind of happens. You know, but it's been a lot of good. You know, I made a lot of good friends throughout the years that I still keep in touch with. You know, obviously now there's a lot more young guys, so you know, I try to you know, interact with them, and then it's a little bit different, but you know, different. They're into different things that I don't always know so much about, but you know, it's fun to
Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that.
Yeah.
Let's jump ahead to a picture we have here, Paul. It's of the 5 Swedes on the ice, starting lineup one night, and that leads us to this tweet from Evan Fitch. When you came into the league, how big of a mentor, and there he is, number 2, how big of a mentor was Mattias Ohlund for you, and what did you learn from him?
I don't know where to begin. It's so much. You know, all those guys there. Marcus, great captain my first couple of years, and obviously the twins that's, you know, been with me my whole career. And you know, Mattias, he early on kind of just took me under his wings, and you know, he was great to watch him day in, day out, what he did, how professional he was at the rink, but you know, more so the things he did for me, you know, outside not on the ice. You know, early on, I would go over to his house for dinners, and you know, just spend time with him on the road, and you know, I still talk to him to this day, and you know, I see him in the summer, so you know, he's definitely one of the guys that have had a big impact on me. Not only in my hockey career, but me as a person too.
Louis.
You were 20 years old when you broke into the league. He was 29. You're now in your 30s, and a young Elias Pettersson comes on board. What did you learn from Ohlund that you can now preach to the young Pettersson coming in?
Well, you know, he's got a lot figured out already, as we all know. So, I mean, I'm just trying to be there if he needs anything. And like I say, those guys that I learned from coming into my first years, you know, how they, you know, just how professional they were from every day, you know, how hard they worked, you know, so, you know, I tried to do that and kind of lead by example. And, you know, if Elias needs anything, if he has any questions, you know, maybe off the ice, you know, I'm trying to be open, and, you know, he can ask me whatever he wants to, but, you know, on the ice, he's doing pretty well.
I want to talk about your hometown. So we go back to Scandinavia. It is Östersund, about 6 hours north of Stockholm. Moose Gardens is an Östersund landmark. The moose is an important part of the cultural heritage of the area. At Moose Gardens, you get the opportunity to stand next to, pet, and even kiss a moose. Have you ever kissed a moose?
I don't think I've gone that far. I haven't kissed one, but I have been to the Moose Garden a couple of times, you know, and I have pet them, and you know, they're kind of greasy, but it's pretty cool. It's a cool place.
I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Alex, some skill testing questions here. Name the football team that, as of last weekend, led the English Premier League.
Liverpool.
Unbeaten in the last 5, right?
Yeah, they're good this year.
Okay. Then some more skill testing questions about your knowledge of Liverpool. Name the former Liverpool number 8, who many think was the greatest Liverpool player of all time.
Steven Gerrard.
Correct.
Yeah.
There he is. All right, next one. Name one of the 2 players who have each scored 20 goals for Liverpool this season.
Mohamed Salah.
And that's one of them, you're right. And the other guy is?
Sadio Mane.
Wow.
All right, here's the tough one. Which former Liverpool manager has a brown belt in judo?
Oh, that I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, can you give me a clue?
Here's his picture.
Oh,
Rafael Benitez, right. Wow. Well, very good. You did well. I wish we had a prize to give you. Alex, we're not above dragging out a video from 12 years ago in this program. Before we see it, let's not see it. Before we see it, just tell us how accomplished a dancer you are.
Not great. Not great at all.
Here's the video. Here you were, busting a few moves at Dice and Ice in February of '08, and we'll leave the commentary to you, which probably is not going to work. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen this because I've been avoiding it.
Look at the hair too, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, and here's the money move right here. Have you nothing to say?
Actually, it looks better than I thought.
Wasn't bad.
I love the reaction of the boys in the back when they saw you go down and do some breakdancing. They were all like, "Oh my God, what's he doing?"
Yeah.
They give you a pretty good grade too.
Hey, Alex Edler, dancing machine. I can't think of a better way to end this. Alex Edler, 12 years, a Vancouver Canuck, was our guest on After Hours. When we come back, Troy Stetcher, who survived a horrific incident late in the game, will sit in as our next guest as we continue from Rogers Arena.